Coming up on today's show, should the Baltimore Ravens trade for Haason Reddick amid his situation going on with the New York Jets? We'll examine that situation coming up in just a bit. Also, Zay Flowers, is he Pro Bowl bound in 2024? We'll discuss that and more coming up in just a matter of moments. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us. Little sub-challenge for the flock out there. In the month of August of last year, we gained 595 new subscribers on the channel. We can do better than that. Can we get 600 new subs here on the channel for daily Baltimore Ravens news and rumors? We're going to have a watch party coming up next week. You won't want to miss out on that. In addition to our interactive Q&A mailbags and more breaking news, this is your one-stop shop for all things Baltimore Ravens. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/RavensTV, and we'll get started with today's show. Trade for Haason Reddick. Bleacher Report listed Haason Reddick as the one player the Ravens should trade for before the start of the 2024 season. More from Alex Ballantyne of Bleacher Report saying the following. As for the Ravens, Reddick would immediately become their most effective pass rusher. Reddick has had at least 11 sacks in each of the last 4 campaigns. Baltimore has Justin Madubuike coming back after a breakout season, but Kyle Van Noy led all of their edge rushers in sacks last season. Now, what gives me pause about this isn't the cost of the trade. We saw the Jets make this trade a couple months ago for a relatively reasonable price, but it's the cost after the trade. The reason why Haason Reddick isn't on a long-term deal with the Jets right now, couldn't get things worked out with the Eagles either, it's what it's going to take when it comes to the Benjamins. All about the Benjamins, right? Joey Peterson joins me now. You'll be seeing more of him in the coming weeks here on the program. Joey, Reddick, heck of a football player. Trade, it could be done if the Jets want to move on from him. But the money, that's where things get difficult. The Ravens don't have a lot of money to spend right now.
I agree. It's been such an interesting situation. Like, you kind of wonder, did the Jets not talk to Haason Reddick about anything before trading?
Doesn't sound like it.
Like, they did not do any of their homework. And when you look at this contract that he kind of wants, first off, it's deserved. He's been an incredible player. But still, I don't know if it's something that the Ravens should do, because I still have confidence in this team's pass rushers.
I do too.
Haason Reddick, he's a great player, but I don't know if what he's worth fits the budget for this team right now. Rich Simony saying this on Haason Reddick. Reddick entering the final year of a 3-year, $45 million contract is due to make a non-guaranteed $14.25 million in base pay plus another $500,000 in incentives. Do you think, Todd Jones, that's something that this team could swing?
You know, it would be extremely difficult for the Ravens to do this, but you think about it, if you do pay him, not necessarily all of it would have to be on this year's salary cap number, as you could move money around and potentially make that work, and you still have some other players that are going to get extensions as well, and some roster cut candidates and all that. So if you really want to do this, there's probably a way to make it happen, but it's not an easy path to get there. And then it also limits you on some other potential moves, like we've talked about previously, of the Ravens potentially adding another wide receiver or getting help in the interior of the offensive line. If you bring in Reddick, that limits what you can do with those other spots.
Exactly. And I just think there's bigger needs than pass rush right now. When you look back at his last 4 seasons, he's been fantastic. Over double-digit sacks in each of the last 4 years. And it's not like he's been playing for an offensive line that's not strong, right? Eagles have multiple.
Defensive line, yeah.
Yes. Eagles have multiple defensive linemen that are really solid pass rushers. But I think the interesting thing with all this is even with the loss of Jadeveon Clowney, I'm very confident in our pass rusher. And at the end of the day, there's bigger needs on this team.
Yeah, there are bigger needs. I think Odafe Oweh is going to play well this year. I'm feeling really good about David Ojabo as well. And we've seen the Ravens have a good track record of getting the most out of cheap pass rushers like Clowney, like Justin Houston, Kyle Van Noy, and others. So would it be nice to have him? Absolutely. But I wouldn't call it a priority right now. Should the Ravens trade for Haason Reddick? What do you guys think? Type T for trade, P for pass. Weigh in. Let us know in the comment section on our pinned comment today of what you think. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for last-minute tickets for the best seats and the lowest prices guaranteed. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace in Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. Save up to 60% off buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy shows, theater productions, and more. Maybe you want to go to an Orioles game or a Ravens preseason game. Whatever it may be, pick the event you want to go to. They got the prices listed. Then you pick your seat, see if you like that seat or not, as you get the visual. And then you're checking out just like that with all major credit card providers, Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, and more. And get this, folks, if you download the Game Time app, create an account, use code ChatSports, we are giving you $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account. Redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. Link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Let's shift gears now to the offensive side of the ball. A Pro Bowl season incoming for Zay Flowers. The Ravens rookie last season was very good, leading the Ravens among their receivers. And now Pro Football Network believes that this is the year that Zay Flowers will see his name called for his first career Pro Bowl appearance. Last season, Flowers accounted for 77 catches for 858 yards, over 11 yards of reception, and 5 touchdowns. And Pro Football Network had this to say. Flowers had a very impressive rookie season for Baltimore, recording 77 receptions for 858 yards and 5 touchdowns in year 2 as one of Lamar's favorite weapons in the Ravens offense. Flowers has the opportunity to build off of his impressive rookie season and make the case for the Pro Bowl. And you think about this, Joey, there has been a lot of hype, a lot of excitement about Zay Flowers. Before he even took a single snap in the Ravens offense last year, the talk was the Ravens may have just found the best receiver in franchise history. And it was really good, but even with that said, there's still another step for him to go. I expect him to take that next step, but we'll see if it happens.
Yeah, I expect it as well. And I think when you look at this team last year, OBJ, I think that was great, a guy for Zay Flowers to be around. OBJ has seen the rookie spotlight. He's been on the scene for a very long time, dominating. And Zay Flowers got a full year to be in the same room as him. But what I love about this is he's the obvious wide receiver one.
Yeah.
And because of that, I really do expect a big year from him.
Well, and then with Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely there, it's not like teams can just focus in on Zay Flowers so much either. He can still be a true threat of not taking on a ton of double teams in that sense. Lamar, he said this on Zay Flowers. Tell us about this one, Joey.
Yeah, Lamar said, I always tell you guys, the sky's the limit, you know. I really don't know what his potential can be. I believe he showed it day in and day out what type of player he is, and as he gets older and matures, time will tell. And honestly, guys, if you look at this season the same way that Tyler and I are expecting big years because of the lack of other pass catchers around Zay that really have that ability that he does.
Yeah.
If he can stay healthy, I almost guarantee a Pro Bowl season.
Yeah, and you also think like Pro Bowl should be the minimum, right? With as many guys that opt out of the Pro Bowl and the Super Bowl players not playing in the Pro Bowl and all that, we're not saying that he has to be, number one on the fan ballot, but just at least get there. And I think that should be a bare minimum. If he stays healthy, there's no reason why he won't.
Yeah, the Pro Bowl definitely doesn't mean what it used to mean. It used to be a really big deal. It's not that anymore, and that's okay. Times are different. Football's changed. But truly, if he can stay healthy, I truly don't see any way he has less than 1,000 yards receiving. I don't want to put too much on him. I don't want to put too much hype onto him, but I just believe in him, and I believe in 8, the guy throwing the ball.
Yeah, I do too. Will Zay Flowers make the Pro Bowl? I say yes. Joey says yes. Weigh in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Why for yes, N for no. For continuing Baltimore Ravens coverage, subscribe now to Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports, youtube.com/RavensTV. He's Joey Peterson. I'm Tyler Jones. We'll see you next time.